What's up guys, Wallen Customs here, and today we're going to take a look at my custom grip for the Panasonic Lumix GX8 camera right here. Now I know this has surfaced a little bit on YouTube and a lot of people have noticed it. It definitely caught my eye when I first saw this. Another YouTuber had his own, he showed it off when he was doing a review of the new camera. It wasn't very informative on how he made it, but full props to him because it's a great idea. You know, it's up to him if he wants to show it off how he did it. He doesn't have to, but I know a lot of people in different forums are interested. They kind of figure out a basic idea how he did it, and from there I try to do it myself, and this is pretty much how it looks, you know. So you can see what I used. I used a grip that was made for the Sony A7 Mark II right here. And then from there, I just basically tried it myself, try to see what I could do. A lot of trial and error, but I was able to finish it and do it. There's no electronics in it, but it's a great added grip to it for definitely for leverage. It's really good. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. You know, I know the other guy did not really tell anybody how he did it. It's fine. All more power to him. He doesn't have to, but that's what I do here on Wallen Customs, and I will show you exactly my step-by-step process and how I made my own, just in case if you want to make your own. So right now I'm going to show you the walkthrough how I did it. After the video we'll talk more about it, my trials and error, what I had to fix a couple days later and stuff like that, things I noticed. So that's about it. Enjoy the video and I'll be right back. Alright, so here we go guys, and I actually started doing this before I started filming, and I decided midway to actually make the video. So right now I'm going to show you guys basically when you get the grip, it pretty much fits pretty well, you know, it's a good size. And then from there we had to get rid of that part that goes into the DSLR right there, or the Sony camera at least. So from there you're going to get a screwdriver and you're going to get all the screws out. As you can see, I started a process already. And then from there you finish it. And honestly, this was actually a fun thing to do because I never took apart a grip before. Surprisingly, it's pretty easy. It's easier than I thought it would be. So you just do that for a while and get everything out of the way. And you can see once you start screwing the things out, it pretty much comes out pretty easily. So yeah, so you continue doing that until you get all the screws out. Alright, so right now we got all the screws out. You can see that the top wants to come off, but it's still stuck to the rubber that is part of the grip. So we had to try to figure out a way to get that out. At the time, right now, you know, I didn't really want to just rip things out and ruin it. So I was trying to be careful. And you want to take your time. You know, you don't want to rush into things and ruin it because you might need it later. Like I said, at the time, I thought I might need it or I might leave it there. So, you know, just be a little careful. So we're still just, you know, observing the grip itself, seeing how it's all connected. And I believe around this time is where I just rip it out, pretty much. It's glued on, so you just have to basically peel it off, pretty much. I think I do it right there. Yeah, let's get it loose a little bit. And it'll slowly come out. You know, even though this is a third-party grip, you know, they're built pretty well, pretty good, especially this company, Mike. I don't know how to pronounce that. And now I got it off. You can see all the guts inside of the grip, and from there we are gonna try to basically take apart this grip and gut it out. And we still have to get that little piece out that connects to the battery part of the Sony camera. So as you see, I'm still trying to point out that, you know, it's still connected, so we're going to try to leave that there as long as possible, because like I said at the time, you know, I thought I might still want to leave it there, but you can see inside there that it still has all the connectors and stuff like that. So right now we are going to gut this, take all the wires out. Basically it's pretty simple, you know, you're going to cut it out, use a scissor, but before we do that we need to get that part out, so we're going to screw the bottom. So like I said before, this is it was really fun because I got to see the insides of the grip, see how it's all connected. I don't know if all grips are like this. I'm pretty sure, I can imagine they're all pretty much similar in some way. And after you just screw this part off, it pretty much was self-explanatory after that. So, yeah. Alright, so now that we got that unscrewed, we see that the only thing holding everything together are the wires. So we cut that part off, and now we're going to take off the top part because it's getting in the way, which is only held in by glue, so it's pretty simple to do that. Put that to the side, and now you want to try to get all the wires out of there. You can't really yank it out, so you have to cut it as well. You can see in the bottom there are some uh, the electronic board right there. And I left it in there because I would have to take the whole thing apart even more, and even that's just too much work. So I decided to leave it in there for now because it's not bothering me at all, really. So with that being done, now we could basically just see how everything fits, and this is basically the first step of everything. So taking a look at that top piece of the grip, you can see there's a lot of different bumps and different grooves that are supposed to be fit for the Sony camera. So right now I'm just testing it out, see how it fits. Pretty much what you're gonna have to do though is you're gonna have to Dremel all that down flat. So if you have a Dremel, that'd be great. If you have only sandpaper, it'll take a long time to do it, but try your best. So right here, I Dremel it all down. I want the whole surface to be flat, really. Make things a lot easier, and that way everything will go flush down with the GX8. So right now we're just gonna test it on just to see if it fits. Fits pretty good from what I can see right here. You're always gonna have to do some adjusting, of course, but always just take your time, like I said before, and make sure everything goes well. I'm pointing out right now that there are some little spokes on the bottom of the GX8. That's normal. You can't do anything about that. We left it there, but other than that, it's totally flat on top of the grip. You can see my hand is a little bit wet because after you Dremel down all the stuff, you want to wipe it down, clean it, get all the dust off, get all the shavings off, so it'll be nice and clean. And right now is our first attempt at just seeing how it would fit, how it will look. There, if it's good, it looks pretty good right there. Obviously, we're not done at all because I'm pretty sure right now I'm going to point out that even though that the grip feels good, it looks nice, it's going to start sliding because the only thing connecting the grip to the camera is the screw, the tripod screw. So as you can see there, it will shift no matter what, and you're going to have to do something about that because you can't. It's going to be annoying in the long run. So after you test that out, now you take off the camera again, and you're gonna want to screw everything back together. Right now I'm just testing out. You can see that the camera is easily shifting left and right. So you had some more work to do, and then from there, we're close enough though. So right now we could actually put all the screws back onto the grip, and then we could go on from there really. And once you do that, we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so the next part we have to do is we're taking a look at other grips to get an idea of what we can do with this. So basically I was looking at the OMD EM5 grip, and you can see it has a nice felt material on it that really helps the camera be flush onto the grip, along with the pin that goes into the camera. But we don't have a pin for this, obviously. So I looked around my place, what I could use for materials, and I'm lucky enough that I have a lot of phone cases that I don't use anymore, and inside them a lot of them have this nice soft material that you could use to actually use as a buffer. As you can see, like I was putting my finger in it and it goes in nicely, and that would actually, I think, would work really well. And also that would help for this part where you see those four little pins or stands that are on the bottom of the camera just for support. Those will go flush into that as well, so it will really help as a buffer between the two things, the camera and the grip. So right now we're gonna take this one, take all the stuff out and use it and see which one fits better, and then we'll go on from there. So right now I took some of the padding, I placed it on to the grip, and as you can see, you know, it's not that pretty looking, but I got all the pieces on where it should be, where I think it'll be most effective. And I'm pressing down, you know, it has a little bit of give, so it's a little soft as well. So once the camera goes on top of it, it will stay flush on, and hopefully it will stay really well. The way I connected it is I used some super glue and super glued it down. And right now we're going to put it on. Do it as tight as you can. You gotta line it up nicely as well. And after this, it should be pretty straightforward. How it looks, how it feels. The tighter you put it on, the better, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is pretty much how it is in the end. I did do some little minor modifications to it, and I'll go over that in the review. But other than that, that's basically all you have to do. So there you go. Alright, we are back, and before I go on with the review, I want to show you guys how it looks side by side with a Canon DSLR with a grip on. So you can see the added size definitely makes it a little bit bigger, obviously. This is a Canon 70D, if you guys are wondering. So it definitely gives some added bulk and size to it, as you can see right there. And right here, to finish off the comparison, here is the GX8 with its grip on next to a Olympus OMD EM5 with its grip on as well. So you can see the improved size right there too. Alright guys, so let's take a look at all the details, the trial and error that went into this, all the details that I want to point out if you want to make your own, and the stuff that I just encountered after a couple of days and almost a week of using this thing. So if you guys remember from the video, when I was making it, you know, I added the buffer in between the camera and the grip because you need that, you really do, because it's only connected by the tripod mount and a screw. There is no pin from the grip that goes into the camera. That's just, obviously it's not how it's made for this one. So you need that. It adds a lot more stability. You know, it's not going to shift anymore. It feels really good, really flush. That's all, you know, that's the whole point. You don't want it to move and shift left and right, so it feels a lot better now that way. I'm actually going to take this off now so you can see the guts and the ugliness in between. I have to admit, it's pretty ugly, but it's very effective. That's all that matters. So as you can see, all that padding, all that stuff I put in between, it works very well. You can see that it made its own indents where everything is supposed to be, and it works very well. Like I said, it stays really flush in there, doesn't move anymore, doesn't shift left or right. As you can see right here, I had some padding over here, but I dremelled it away for a specific reason, because that's where the LCD screen actually lies over here. And when I had the padding there, I noticed after a couple hours that when I screw it in all the way and the camera goes really flush, the LCD screen isn't as solid, obviously, or flush with the camera. Is pretty much its own entity, and the padding kind of made the LCD screen start to rise a little bit. You know, you see the gap here, it kind of made it rise a little bit to the corner. Now honestly, I don't even remember if there was always some give from the LCD screen, you know, if it always was kind of, you know, loose, so I don't know. But either way, it was too much of a shift up than I liked it, so I took that away immediately before it got worse. And I even added some, you know, added stuff, like I used some gaffer's tape over here. I put that on there just to make myself feel a little bit more at ease in mind. And I put one on the bottom as well, so that way the LCD screen doesn't shift down or up or anything like that. You know, it's fine. The LCD screen works perfectly fine. To my knowledge and observation, nothing's wrong with it really, but that little, you know, it's really small, but it kind of bothered me, so I took that away. Other than that, taking a look at the front of the grip, you know, there was some rubber over here from this part of the grip that I had to take off because it was pretty hard and thick, that it was kind of not letting the camera go down all the way, so I cut that off. So I added some fake leather I had lying around the house to replace that. You know, as ugly as this looks, it looked uglier before, like it looked all jagged and everything, so it's okay. I don't mind that. From far away, you really don't notice it. And yeah, that's about it. So let me put this back on really quickly. And when you're putting it on, you know, you have to align it so it goes on nicely. Not a big deal, but you get it on almost all the way. You double check if it's aligned, it looks good. You can tell from the front, you know, from over here, if it looks pretty good. You can shift it a little bit to the left or right, and then from there, you tighten it all the way. You have to tighten it, you have to really screw it all the way to make it really flush, and that way it stays on nice and won't come off or shift. Also, you know, it does add a lot better grip to the camera, which is nice. You don't feel the added weight at all because this thing is basically hollow, you know, nothing in there really. So that's pretty good too. No problems on weight, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, so that's basically it. You can see over here now that little gap in between the grip and the monitor, LCD screen that is. You know, it's supposed to be like that. When I used to have the padding over there, I used to push it up just a little bit, but I won't do that anymore. And yeah, so that's basically it, guys. You know, it was fun doing this. It really was. You know, I'm making this video for you guys. If anyone wants to try it themselves, go ahead. Use my video as a base. Try to make a better version. Try to improve on it. Maybe you can find something better in between the grip and the camera for better stability. What I have right now is pretty good. I don't mind it. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that because it feels good. Will I leave this on forever? I'm not really sure. I like it for now. It definitely feels a lot better when I'm using it, and it definitely looks cool. It's very interesting looking. You know, obviously people don't have a grip for this camera, so when people see this, they're like, huh, what is that? You know. If you want to see how a lens looks on it, really quickly. There you go. Pretty cool. And like I said, it definitely adds more stability to your hand, which is always nice. So that's basically it, guys. I just want to do a quick video and show it off. If you guys like it, you know, leave a comment. If you have any comments, any suggestions, anything about it, leave a comment below. Share the video. You know, maybe a lot of people might like this or might want to try it themselves. And that's basically it, guys. So thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace.